Hey guys, it's Emily Petroff, and I am recording this video to replace the call that we did last night. I'm super bummed because we had a great call last night to get the 30-day health challenge kicked off, and the recording didn't work. So I said that I would record a video so that those of you who either want a reminder about what we went over on the call last night, or if you weren't able to be on the call last night and you want to know kind of the parameters for the group and the challenge and how it works, this is sort of what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that today. So a couple of things that we went over is that I want you to make this important, right? So we give up on ourselves so easily all the time. Very easy for us to commit to something. How many times? I mean, think about it yourself. How many times have you said, I'm going to do this, and then, oh, well, life happens, or it's almost like inevitable, like Murphy's Law, where you commit to doing something, you say, yes, I'm going to do this, and then all of a sudden, life happens, the universe, God, whatever, throws something crazy at you, or you get sick, or, something comes up, and you're like, oh, crap, well, I can't do that now because I have to do this and this and this, and it's just you don't make it important. You allow those other things to get in the way of what it is that you really want, and so I think that happens not just in our health goals, but also just in life in general. I think we allow things I just did a Periscope, so for those of you who were wanting me to Periscope, go to my Facebook page and check out my Periscope. That was just, you won't be able to see it live, obviously, because I'm recording this video now, but there will be the replay on it, and I talked about mindset and the things that we need for our mindset to be able to accomplish things, and I think especially in regard to health and our weight loss journey. And so the biggest thing is that you really need to make this important, right? You're committing to this, and not for me, but for you. It's really important that you take this super seriously, and I'm going to give you some examples. Normally, I don't do 30-day, we're calling this a challenge, but for me, it's an agreement process, and I'm going to give you an example of what an agreement is. An agreement is something that you do every single day without fail for a specific period of time. Normally, with my clients, I do 10-day agreements. Now, 10 days is a long time. It doesn't seem like it when you originally commit to the agreement, and for those of you who have done a 10-day agreement process with me, you can probably speak to this, but you say, okay, I'm going to do this thing for 10 days, and then you do it without fail, right? Things come up, things happen, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples of some things that I personally have committed to, and some examples of people that have participated in a 10-day agreement process with me, and some of the things that they have had to do or have worked to do, and what that looks like. So I'm like a Nazi about this stuff. So we let ourselves down so easily, and the psychological damage that comes as a result of this when we agree or we commit to something, and then we go, well, I'll let this be more important, is really sets us in a cycle of committing and then letting ourselves down, committing and letting ourselves down, and then it just becomes easier and easier to do it. And so there's very few things that we do every single day to discipline ourselves. Our lives are pretty easy. They don't involve a whole lot of stuff outside of maybe brushing your teeth or showering, and even some of us don't do that every single day. If it's on, I said that to a girl the other day, and she's like, yeah, no, on Sunday, I might stay in bed and then not brush my teeth all day or something. So I mean, there's very few things that we do every single day that discipline us, right? Like, that's personal hygiene, so that's not really discipline. That's just something we have to do to be who we are, right? Or that's socially acceptable. But when I'm talking about discipline, there's very few things that we do every single day to really be working on ourselves. And so this process will be that kind of an experience for you if you take it seriously and if you work on this. Not for me, but for you. So when I did when I did my first 10-day agreement, I chose something very simple. I think it was that I was going to wash my face every single day. Or no, I think it was flossing. Because sometimes I'm not great at washing my face twice a day, right? I might wash it at night, but then not in the morning. Or I might wash it in the morning, but then not at night. So I chose to wash my face twice a day. Maybe that was the second time. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'm not great at flossing. Sometimes I'm not a good flosser, so I chose to floss every day. So just things to work on ourselves, right? This is specifically in regard to health, this challenge. And I've done these before just specifically for health. I did one actually last summer, and there's a few of you that are participating in this one that participated last year because they got so much value out of it. So this one's going to be a little bit harder than the one we did last year because last year was only 10 days. I think we actually went on from the 10 days, but the initial agreement was only 10 days. But when I do agreements, I take it so seriously because I know that the benefit for me comes not from whatever task it is that I choose to do for that 30 days, but it really, really comes from holding myself accountable, making me important enough to continue to do and own what I chose to do every single day. So I think there was an agreement process where I chose to do like 100 crunches or 50 crunches every single day for 10 days. And, you know, you get busy, life happens, and so I got up. I normally try to do it in the morning so that I got it out of the way first thing, but for this particular day, I forgot and, you know, got busy with the kids and doing different things and whatever. And so as my day progressed, I didn't get it done, and I kind of spaced it out, right? So it's like 11:30 and I'm at the bar having a couple of cocktails with some friends and I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to do my agreement. Now, if you don't know or you don't take this that seriously, what you do is you just give up on yourself and you say, oh, well, it's not that I can't do it now, so I'm going to just let myself down and do it tomorrow, or, you know, I'll just skip a day. I don't want you to do that. I want you to make it important. I want you to find a way to make this happen every single day, no matter what. That's why I have you only choose one primary agreement, right? I want it to be something that pushes you a little bit, right? But I don't want it to be something that's so challenging that you can't do it. So what did I do? I was on the floor at the bar. Now some of you are like, oh my God, that's disgusting. I would never do it. But here's the thing. Yeah, it's gross and whatever. I found a fairly clean spot kind of over in the corner, but I did my 50 crunches. It maybe took me 10 minutes, if that, right? So that's that 5 or 10 minute time frame that I held myself accountable, and I kept my agreement with me, for me, and then to my group that I was doing it with. Can't tell you what that did for me. It gave me such a sense of self-confidence, gave me such a sense of self-esteem and self-worth. Like, yeah, you really did this for you. You made it important. Yeah, you might have looked like an idiot on the floor of the bar. People might have been like, what the hell is that girl doing? I don't care, right? Because it wasn't about them. It was about me. They're not the ones who have to deal with the self-sabotage and the stories that happen in my head the next day. Like, God, I can't believe that you did that. Or if you're not in the space of owning your own stuff yet and you're still in the, well, this happened and that happened, because I could have made a million excuses as to why my day unfolded the way that it unfolded, and I didn't I didn't make it important enough to get my crunches in, right? There was a lot of things and they were super important. And when we say excuse, I don't necessarily mean that the things that are happening in your life aren't important. Excuses can be valid reasons, right? But we allow things to get in the way of what we really, really want and need to get to where we want to go. So first thing is I really, really want you to make this important. I want you to choose an agreement that you can commit to, right? That's not going to be something that's going to push you a little bit outside of your comfort zone, but it's not going to be something that you never do, right? So, and on the call last night, I picked on Tara, who is a good friend of mine. She's also a coach, so she can handle it. She knows that I love her so much that I'm willing to kick her ass a little bit, right? So she chose, and some of you might have saw this in the thread, she chose that she was going to do 30 minutes of exercise every single day, no matter what. Tara's not somebody that's exercising right now. So I asked her how much she's exercising, or first I asked her how much she's exercising. She said, I'm not doing any intentional exercise right now. I'm like super busy. I'm running around doing things with the kids, but I'm not intentionally exercising every single day. And I said, so I don't want you to go from 0 to 60 like that. I want you to gradually work up to something. It's much more important to me that you set yourself up for success, but challenge yourself all the while challenging yourself. And at the same time, that you don't set your goals so high that you make excuses and you let the shiny object or life happen and you just go, gosh, you know what, I can't do this, and then you give up on yourself. The psychological damage that happens when we do those things is far, far, far worse than if we just choose a goal that pushes us a little bit, but not something that is really, really hard to do. And the reason that I know that is because I've did it so many times, right? I've committed to doing 30 minutes of exercise 10 days in a row, and I'll tell you what, by that 5th day, if it's a Sunday, I'm like, what the hell? This is really dumb. And, you know, for those of you who are crazy workout people or you love to work out, it might seem silly, but for somebody who doesn't do that every single day, or who just isn't even used to moving that much, that can be something that's hard to work in, and or it's something that's easy to let go of, right? So I want you to think about your goals, and I want you to think about your primary goals and your secondary goals. And when you set a secondary goal, so the primary goal is something you're going to do every single day without fail, no matter what, you're going to do it, and I'm going to really hold you accountable to that, right? The secondary goal is something that you're going to choose to do sporadically, right? So it might be, for me, I'm going to do 30 minutes of exercise 3 times a week, minimum. Now, if I do 5 times a week, great, but I'm not going to set myself up for that because I know it's too much. I'm generally pretty good about getting 30 minutes in 3 times a week, but it's not consistent. So my goal is consistency. My goal is doing something that I know I can do, but it's going to push me a little bit farther, right? So, so for some of you, it might be getting to the gym 5 days a week. It might be, I saw a couple of yours are using weights when you're walking, or just things like that to add to what you're doing. We don't want it to be so, this is a lifestyle change. We're really working to create habits of health here, not things that are going to be like, oh my God, I can only do this for 30 days and then I could never, never, never sustain this long term, right? We want to really make this part of your, part of what you're doing so that you can continue this and make it fun, right? We want to make sure that it's fun. That if things aren't fun, you're not going to do it long term. So make sure that the goals that you're doing are things that you really, really enjoy. I would never choose riding my bike every day for 5 days a week. I don't like riding my bike that much, right? So I choose 30 minutes of exercise because I know I can rollerblade. I could ride my bike one day, or I could go for a walk on the rims, right? All things that I really, really enjoy, but I don't have to be structured into this regimented, like you have to ride your bike or you have to go to yoga or you have to. So find something that you really, really love to do and make that part of your agreement, because if you love it, it's going to be easier for you to stay committed to it. So if you're on the Take Shape plan, make sure that you are staying within all of your guidelines. You all kind of know what that is. If you need information about that or you want some additional support, Sheridan was on the call with us last night, and she's available. If you haven't friended Sheridan on Facebook, please, please, please friend her on Facebook. She's an amazing resource, and she's just super knowledgeable. She has amazing recipes on her website, www.SheridanDawnHealth.com. I believe that's what it is, Sheridan Dawn, or SheridanDawn.com, SheridanDawnHealth.com. I'm not sure, I should have looked before I just started saying that to you, but it's one of the two. I think you can get to her website from her Facebook page, or she can post it in the group. She's amazing recipes on there, just some really great information. She's one of the best health coaches that I have ever met, and she's just super passionate about helping people get to their goal, whatever that might be for them, and I'm somebody who has utilized her services and then said, hey, you know what, I love you so much, I want to work with you, I want to partner with you, I want to help people do this too. And so we have just really, really enjoyed working together, and we're having so much fun together that I'm super excited that all of you are here with us, right? In this challenge, and that you're doing this. So first thing, pick a primary goal that's going to be something you're willing to do every single day, and pick a secondary goal that you don't have to have a secondary goal, but most of you do, and it's usually around exercise or something like that. Water is a great primary goal. I think almost everybody has a water goal. The other thing that I want you to do is make it important, right? If you chose 100 ounces of water and it's 11:30 and you only have 60 ounces in, my expectation of you is that you down 40 ounces of water in the next 30 minutes. And that sounds crazy, but I want you to think about it and plan. Now, why am I crazy like this? Because you made the agreement. I didn't pick it for you. I didn't say choose 100 ounces. You chose that. So make it important enough to do it throughout the day, or make it painful enough at the end of the day that you're still going to hold yourself accountable, that you're going to make you important enough to honor your agreement and then do the work, right? Yes, it's going to suck because you're going to have to get up a couple of times and pee. Yes, but guess what? I bet you won't do it tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll start earlier. You'll get it through it, you know? I finished my water last night on the first day of our challenge with like 5 minutes to spare. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get this last little bit in. So it's important, right? Make it important. Do whatever you can do, right, to get it done. Things happen, things come up. So if you don't honor your agreement 5 times throughout the 30-day process, you have to get rid of it, right? So if you don't honor it once this week, fine. We'll say, okay, recommit, get going. You're going to be honest with the group when you do your reporting, and you're going to say, you know what, on Tuesday, I didn't get my water in. On Thursday, I didn't get my water in. Whatever it is, and we're going to say, okay, great job being honest and keeping the integrity of the space clean. But now you need to change now you need to recommit and really go after it like you want it, right? If you don't do it 5 times throughout the course of the 30-day time frame, you have to change your agreement to something that you are willing to do. Because 5 times to me over the course of 30 days, now in a 10-day span, I only let people do 2 days, right? If they can't keep their agreement twice, they have to change it. Because what that says is that you're not willing to keep the commitment. You can make whatever excuse. I don't care if someone dies, right? And I do care if someone dies, but that's how important, that's how serious this is. We are a society and a culture that is easy to let things get in the way, easy to let ourselves down and to not make ourselves important. So this process for me, for you, is about really honoring your word, keeping your word and keeping your commitment and making it important. I can't stress to you enough as a coach who works with people on mindset and the way that the relationship that we have with ourselves, so important, ladies. And health and wellness and weight is tied into that at every ounce, every shred, it's just like it's woven deep in there, right? So you're going to choose a primary goal, you're going to choose a secondary goal, you're going to make it important, you're going to, if you can't honor it 5 times, you're going to be honest, and if you can't honor it 5 times, you're going to choose something else. So let's say you choose 100 ounces of water and you don't honor that agreement 5 days in a row. Or not in a row, just 5 times in general. I'm going to track all this, right? Then we're going to say, okay, obviously you can't get 100. You have to change your agreement. Tell me something you're willing to do. Maybe 64 is more consistent. Like if you've missed your agreement by like 20 ounces every time or, whatever, then just lower it. Because then if you get 100 in, it's like, yes, I did it. But at least you've do something that you can achieve and that you're willing to follow through with, right? Don't continue to set yourself up for failure, okay? So we're going to be honest about it. Then you're going to report if you have done it or not done it, and you're going to report 3 times a week. Now, I'm going to be on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule with the exception of today, because today is Tuesday. It's the second day of our challenge, and I reported today because I didn't report last night because I was just finishing my water at 11:59 or 11:55. So I really, really want you to be consistent with your reporting. You can report on whatever day you want, but I'm choosing to report Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you want to stay on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday reporting system, I would love to have you on that. And I'm going to track everybody reporting and when they're reporting, and you're going to report for the days that you didn't. So for example, on Friday, I'm going to report for Thursday and Friday. Or Thursday, and then on Monday I might report for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, depending on if I report in the morning or if I report in the evening. So you just need to be thinking about what time you're reporting, and what I would do is just set an alarm in your phone, because it can get super easy to forget and not, life happens and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to report. So you can count on that if I don't hear you, if I didn't see you post your report on the thread. There's a thread in the group that you report on. If I didn't see you report on that group, or on that thread, I'm going to be like, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Normally, when people stop reporting, I know there's a problem, right? So if you're reporting, I'm not really going to question you too much unless there's some problems, like unless you're having trouble staying with your agreement, unless you're, whatever. Let's see, what else? I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I kind of just wanted to go over those things. You know, the importance of the primary, or the difference between primary and secondary goals, the importance of them, how I want you to make it important, and I want you to do it no matter what. If you can't keep your agreement, you're going to change it to something that you are willing to do and that you can keep. And then your reporting, and expect that I'm going to kick your ass a little bit, right? I think I already some of you may have already experienced that with the goals that you set. You might have said, I want to do more of this or less of that. And I'm like, hey, be specific. What does that look like for you? So, if you have questions outside of this, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or Sheridan. We're happy to be here to help you as a resource. Use the coaching, guys. 30 days of free coaching. Please, please, please utilize this as a resource. Also, yes, we started yesterday, but I want you to know I do have a couple of gals that couldn't start yesterday. They can't start until next week, so I have a couple of people coming in late, so you'll see them kind of straggling in. They're just going to go a week farther than we're going to go. So if you have people like that you know would benefit from being a part of this group, add them. You know, get them in touch with either myself or Sheridan, and we'll get them going. They can watch these videos and get up to speed and choose agreements, and we can get them, you know, right on track. So we'll kind of navigate through this. Please feel free to share any resources that you have. If you find a great recipe, share it. If you, you know, you had something that was super wonderful for you that day, share it. If you are challenged with something, share it. Somebody else this is what this is about. It's about support. It's about creating a community of people that are like-minded and are wanting the same things, and, you know, working towards a common goal, so to speak. So please don't feel like you can't share yourself in the group. I saw a few of you being super brave and sharing your pictures and your measurements and, you know, what it is that you really, really want to achieve. And so be brave, guys. Take pictures. Share. It holds you accountable in a whole nother way. And remember that if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't kick your ass at all. So if you find me questioning you and, hey, what about this? Asking you about that, it's because I care enough about you to say, you said this was important to you. You said this is something that you wanted to do. Here's a structure and a framework for it, and now I'm going to say, I want you to follow that framework. And not for me, for you. No amount of push-ups that I do are going to do your muscles any good. My mentor used to say that to me all the time, and I love it. So I use it all the time. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much for being part of this group today. And if there's anything that I can do to help you or support you in addition to what we're already doing here in the group, I'm here. You know how to find me. So I look forward to seeing all of your amazing results and how committed you are to this goal. So have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.